I'm going to show you how to build your very own templated project folders in SharePoint. In this step-by-step video, I'm going to show you how to first build out a templated folder structure which contains not only subfolders but also templated documents. My name's Dougie Wood and I'm a Microsoft MVP. I've been building out SharePoint solutions for the past 20 years for businesses all over the world. So if you need professional help with SharePoint, there's a link in the description below to work with me. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to build out your project documents area so you have templated folders. So every time you create a new projects list, you have a folder for that project which has got templated documents and subfolders within it. Now, I've previously shown you how to build out a projects list in a previous video, as well as the customer accounts and the contacts which relate to those accounts, as well as the RAID log and the stage gates as well. So all of this as separate videos, which we've looked at building as part of our project dashboard. Now, to actually build out the document library, every SharePoint site does actually automatically have a document library already created. So because I've already created this project dashboard site, I'm going to use the default documents library. I should also mention, if you want to sort of binge watch all of the kind of project dashboard build, so all the different PMO functions that we've built out, there is a link in the description below to watch the full course. So you can see how we built out everything, including the project dashboard as well, when we come around to building out a home page, which will allow you to select a project and then automatically filter all the items from the accounts list, the RAID log, stage gates, all the rest of it, all on one nice little home page. But I'm going to look at the documents library now. So I'm going to click on documents, and this is the default SharePoint document library that you get with every single SharePoint site that you build. Now, you could create multiple document libraries if you wanted to, depending on how many projects you're going to create and how many documents you're going to store. You might choose, I have worked with customers before where they choose to actually have a document library per project they work on, because they're going to have thousands of documents per project. If you're only going to have tens of kind of documents per project, and you're only going to have a couple of hundred projects a year, then one document library is probably enough for that scenario. Now, what I want is to actually have a templated folder. So what I would do in a real life situation is I would have a workflow that would automatically copy that folder and give it a new name, whatever the name of the project is that we're working on at that point in time, so that we have all of that folder structure. The first thing I need to do is actually create that template folder. So I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this my project template. You can give it different colors if you wanted to. So for this to stand out, I'm going to actually change this to be red. So this is going to be different, and it's going to stand out against all the other kind of project folders that we have within here. So once we click on create, this is going to create me my new project folder. So there we go. We've now got our project template folder. So this is almost, imagine when we actually come to create a project, this is the level, this is the layer that all the projects will be. So project 1, project 2, project 3. So within here, we can create whatever folder structure we like within reason. Now I'm going to copy a kind of similar kind of structure that follows the types of projects that we deliver. So we deliver SharePoint projects, whether it be sort of document management, SharePoint intranets, or automated solutions using SharePoint. They all follow very similar project delivery structure. So I'm going to create this based on that. I work with a lot of kind of manufacturing, construction companies, and again, they follow very similar kind of structures, and they usually have a itemized folder structure. So I'm going to create a new folder. And my first folder is going to be anything which relates to the initial kind of pre-engagement that we have. So I'm going to call this pre-sales. So anything any documents that we might have created or shared, or any information the customers shared with us before we've even started the project. So this is our pre-sales folder. So this is going to be sort of, our sort of pre-sales area. Then we're going to have our workshop. So the next thing that we always do with a customer is we run a workshop with them. So this is a requirements gathering workshop, and this is where we'd store any documents which might be things like a workshop report or our findings and recommendations, proposal documents, things like that. Again, anything else the customer may have shared with us during that period of time. Following on from that, we would then have our build. So the build phase, typically for us, when we're building on SharePoint, it might be that the customer shared with us things like color palettes, branding information, imagery they would like us to use within SharePoint. So again, we would store all of that within these subfolders. We then would have our internal testing. So we might just call this testing, and we might store both internal tests, logs, spreadsheets, things like that, along with customer user acceptance testing spreadsheets. And then we would have training. So this often is training materials. Often we bespoke our training materials for our customers. Maybe we provide them training videos. We offer training via Microsoft Teams. So often there's recordings that we then upload into SharePoint and share a link to our customers so they can access those trainings and download them and access them whenever they like. And then maybe there's kind of an offboarding or a support element to this as well, where if we wanted to provide any support materials to our customers on how to carry on supporting the system themselves. Every SharePoint solution that we build, we always make sure that the customer, if they want to, can support it themselves, and they don't necessarily rely on us all the time if they can provide that kind of first layer of support themselves. Now, this is just the folder structure. I say we could have documents in here. So it might be at the workshop layer, for example, that we have a workshop report document. So I might choose to have a template. We have a templated workshop report. So I can provide that template within here so that I can update this after I've engaged with my customer on their project. So I'm just going to upload that now. So there we go. We've updated this and we've actually put in a few sample documents. So often with a SharePoint project, we would have a workshop report, which gives all of our findings, screenshots, recommendations, things like that. We'd also provide a SharePoint permission structure. So for the intranet that we're building or the SharePoint solution that we're building, we will tell you what the kind of permission structure would look like. So one of the things with SharePoint is it's very difficult to know who has access to what. So having that documented in a spreadsheet from the very beginning makes your life a lot easier. And then finally, as part of this workshop stage, we'd also have a intranet proposal template, which is what we'd give to our customer to basically say, this is how much we're going to sort of charge as a fixed price to build your SharePoint intranet for you and what's included as part of that. But again, we would fill out the rest of the kind of project template with all that information. Tests, for example, we might have test logs, an internal test log, an external facing user acceptance testing log, training materials. There might be some stock default training materials that we provide to all of our customers. And there might be some bespoke ones that we then add into the project template afterwards as well. But you can see this is basically what we're then tagging each project with, is all that kind of information. So now we've got that template here. Now, in real life, what we'd then do is build a workflow so that every time that we add a new project, say, for example, when we go into our projects list, let's say we've just created a new project for, jokes here, some company called SharePoint Hub, we could automate with a workflow it going into our document library and automatically copying this folder and linking it back to our project list. Now, to actually link this, we might want to add an additional column in here, which in this case, we would want to use a hyperlink column, and we would call this, say, documents, and click on save. And then what we could do is when a project is automatic, when it's created, it automatically goes and creates that folder and links it back to this item. But if you don't want to build out the workflow, you can do this manually as well. So the manual way of doing this would be to go back to so let's say we've just created SharePoint Hub for some company. We then can go into our documents library. I say, usually you would automate this, but you can do it manually. Select the folder, click copy to, and we'll then basically say we're copying it to this document library. So just click on copy here and then give it a second. It's just copying that. Then we would rename it. So we would rename this particular folder to some sort of naming convention which makes sense for you. So in this case, I'm going to call this some company, and it might be, for example, hyphen whatever the project was called, so SharePoint Hub. Change the folder color to yellow. And there you go. So now we've got a templated folder. So if I click into this, you'll see it's created my subfolders automatically for me. If I go into my workshops, you can see I'm inside of this project now. So some companies SharePoint Hub project. And I can see that these documents are ready for me to start populating. Now I could link this back into my project list as well. So manually I could do this. So this video is part of a wider training course in which I'm showing you how to build out your own project dashboard using SharePoint. So if you want to follow the full training course, there's a link in the description below. So the easiest way to do it would be essentially to click on the share button of this folder and then click on copy link. And then I go back into my project list. And under documents, I'm going to select on the relevant item. I'm going to scroll down to the documents link, so enter the URL, and I'm going to call this my project documents. Click on save, and there we go. We've now manually linked to that folder. So if I now was to click on that, it's automatically going to take me into the relevant documents for that particular project. As I say, in the real world, we would automate this. We would have a workflow which would automatically do all those steps for you to take out that administration. But as you can see, it only adds a couple of extra minutes to do it manually if you wanted to. Now, of course, we are going to continue to look at building out this project dashboard. So an actual dashboard where we can see the projects by selecting them, it automatically filtering the actual project information, the accounts, the RAID log, the different stage gates, as well as the documents on that page as well. So if you want to see all of that build, there's a link in the description below to watch the full project dashboard build. It's really important as part of a project management function that you're also tracking your lessons learned along the way to improve quality. Well, in the next video that's on screen now, I'm going to show you how to build out a lessons learned tracker as part of your project's dashboard.